Hello guys, check out that view. Don't worry, we don't have a light bulb on my head, that's just a drop. But I'm liking the orange moon. It seems to be moving, but I don't know if that's just my eyes. Could be. I think it is. Yeah, it definitely is. But yeah, there's a few decent views now. The pumpkins and stuff are doing me head in, but that's irrelevant. Today, as you probably can tell from the title of the video, I'm going to take you through breeding. The two dinosaurs that I decided for this tutorial, well, let's call it a tutorial, it's not really that difficult, but I'm going to be taming these two dinos, Elijah the Second and Standard Pterodon. This guy was a level 104 Pterodon, and she was about a level 8, he was about a level 80 odd that boosted to 120. So they're my two highest level Pterodons. I don't really recommend breeding for anything else other than high levels because it's a waste of time basically with the amount of effort that you've got to put into it. Basically the way it works when you're breeding is the base stats of each dinosaur are taken into account, not the boosted stats. So like the weight of this guy here will not be used, neither will the malaria damage or the speed. But stamina, oxygen and food, I don't think I've touched them on this guy because they were high enough already. They will be taken into account because they're quite accurate. And same on this guy, stamina 930, so he's got the lower out of the two. So it's you've got, I think it's a 60-70% chance of it being Elijah's stamina. But basically it combines both parent stats, and you've got like a very rare chance of getting the best stats from them both, but it's possible. Which is why after about, I think it's 3 generations of breeding of max stats, you could end up with a perfect dinosaur, which is like level 180 with all the best stats it could possibly have. But in order for that you would need a level 120 female and male with basically level 1 to 120 leveled up in the wild of just one stat. So basically from level 1 to 120 in just health, nothing else. And you'd need 6 dinosaurs with each of the stats like that. If that makes sense. Anyway, I will explain to you now how you actually get them to breed. If you read at the bottom, it actually says enable wandering to mate. Obviously you need a male and a female, which I do. So what you do is you enable wandering on both of them. Mating with Pterodon level 165. Now my technique seems to be, it's irritating but it works. When you see them love hearts flashing like that, that means they are mating. Oh, you little bugger. Why? Oh no, it's still doing it, that's good. But for some reason it's not letting me whistle. Still mating, there we go. But basically what I do is when they're in mating distance, like these two are at the moment, there will be on a female the mating progress. When you see that, literally just spam the U button so that you're whistling them to stay, and that bar will fill up. So I'll be back in like literally 30 seconds once this has filled up a bit. I'm back, nearly done, literally in like 3 seconds. He's going to spit an egg out. So he's just in there, now you can see the egg on the floor with like the orange mist around it. Let me just do that, because otherwise he'll end up doing that. Get back here, you little rat. I just say, well, you're wandering, so stop wandering. Right, so now what you need to do is, he's going to be awkward in here. Try and pick that up as quick as you bloody can. It's not going to let me. Let's try and go around the front. Sneaky, sneaky. There we go. So as you can see then, when I picked it up, it said that the egg was too cold to hatch. Now this is why I explained to you in the last video why I made this little room up here. So we've got 4 air conditioners which provide, I think it's 1,000 hypothermic insulation and hypothermal insulation, which basically means it protects against the heat and the cold. So if all you got to do is literally drop the egg, and as you can see now it says incubating. So all I've got to do now is literally leave that. Just check the temperature. It's 21 degrees and it said it was too cold. So as long as we don't really go lower than, I'm going to say 19, 20, that will carry on incubating. So we're going to leave that there. Problem is, we now need to go and collect meat, because when I said that babies consume a stupid amount of food, it's beyond belief. Like literally, when they first came out, I just basically had loads of them die, which is why I've said that it's not worth doing low levels for what it takes. So I literally only breed for, if you ever like played Pokemon on a serious level, EV training, that's what it's like. And you would not EV train a Pokemon with like shy TVs, so you just won't do it. So that's what I recommend, is the same with this. Only do it with dinosaurs. I nearly said fucking Pokemon then. Dinosaurs with high stats and, well, high base stats. There is a calculator on a website. I'm not too sure what website it is, but I will find it and link it in the description below. But basically what it does is, if you type the base stats for wild dino while you're taming it in, it will tell you which ones of those stats are good for breeding. It'll highlight it green basically, yellow and orange is average, with red being bad. I think orange is bad actually. So if you do manage to find a wild dino with stats that have got a green, it means that it's probably worth taming it, because it'll come out at a higher level than its parents, or an equal level to the high parent, I should say. I will, well, since we're waiting for that, like I said, we are going to have to collect food. I'm not too sure how long that's going to take to hatch. There's a lot of testing still going on, but it does seem to be going down. I reckon it's going to take about an hour or two. I'm not going to hatch it today, because quite frankly we've not got enough time to feed the baby. But I will look at hatching it tomorrow, and obviously put the video up then. But I will be collecting the meat until then. There's that beautiful sunset. Beautiful. What have I come down here for? Didn't mean to. Shite. I was meant to go down into our second layer, or personal layer. Do need some water as well. Also, in the last video I did say that I was smelting all that metal. That is now done. So we've got all that metal there. I am going to look at creating an elevator. I'll show you where I'm going to make it in a second. But basically, the mammoth that I have, I'm using it to knock all the trees down in the local area. But there's not that many, considering how quick you get some down. So I'm going to make an elevator up into the cliffs there, where there's a load more trees. Just because then it means I can harvest more wood and start saving it up for any future expansions that I decide to do. So I've got quite a bit in there already. Actually, I've got some wood that I can stick in. It's not much, but you know. Basically, all I'm doing at the moment is just farming resources, eggs, etc. And like I said, I've got a few Bronto eggs, Raptor eggs, plenty of Dodo eggs, Pony eggs for my new Rex that I'm going to be taming, high level. 3 Rex eggs, which we need plenty of. Sorry about that, it seemed to froze a bit. And we need about 100 of them to tame a Quetz high level. 34 turtle eggs, which are for Brontos. We need about 100 of them to tame a high level Bronto. And kilo of Volcanos, we need about 40 or 50 of them. Trike eggs are for Sarcos. I think we need about 40 or 50 of them. Sarco eggs are for Stegosauruses, we need about 100 of them for a high level Stego. Stego eggs are for Argentavis, I think we need about 40 or 50 of them. Pterodons are for turtles. Parasaurs are for raptors. So if I do find a high level 120 raptor mainly, I'm not looking for anything else than that at the moment because we've got 160 odd raptor anyway. Dialogues are for ankylos and duodicaruses. And I've already got like a few kibble made up there, but do need to save up my dialogues again because I've just used some taming 2 of the ankylos. In here I'm keeping stimberries. Why? I don't know. And then look, we've got all that food and spout meat. So that will be for the pterodon, but I can tell you now we're going to need a hell of a lot more than that. May even need to make some more fridges. Also, I did notice on the last, well, the latest patch notes as of today, which is Halloween, which, so if you're in the big bangs, it's fireworks around my area. That they're going to be putting locks on every sort of storage container, it says. So I'm hoping that means preservation bins, fridges, etc. because then it means I don't have to just keep them in here. Which is why I built this little area, because then if anyone did manage to get inside my base, they'd have to get through this door and that door. Because you might know from previous episodes I did get robbed of over 100 eggs, which was rather gutting for me personally. Just grab a bit of that so I can eat it. I'll show you what I mean now about that elevator. I'm thinking of making it up the as you can see there's all them trees, and our mammoth would wreak havoc up in them trees. Let's have a look how the egg's doing. Obviously as the temperature changes you've got to keep an eye on it. So it's 28 degree now, so and it's still incubating, but he did say it was too cold before, so the fact that it's going up is probably good. It means it's a more comfortable level. But look at that, parent levels 165 and 154. When that egg does hatch, I'm literally going to train it in pure speed for getting across the map quicker. And then I'll probably train 2 or 3 others for weight, for metal gathering.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I will. Dino eggs. Yep. Oh. Pterodon egg. Just give birth to one and he's popping out more already. I'm also quite interested to see what colour this baby will come out, because the parents are completely 2 different colours. Let's just have a look around here, because I'm keeping an eye out for scorpion eggs, because we are. Oh, look at that, there's one. Like I said, we do need about 50 odd of them, so the more the merrier. Oh, and look at that. I'll run right outside, and what's there? There's a Bronto egg. Look at the size of it, it's nearly the same size as me. Ridiculous. I'm also going to tell you a little trick that I learned from one of the guys off the server. It's a very community-like server, this one that I'm on, number 421 I think it is, EU PVE. Basically, you probably get frustrated with how your dinos run away every time your base gets attacked and then they don't return to base. Well, there is a little trick in order to make them return to the base, even if it's just the outside of your walls. What you got to do is you got to have dinosaur like parasaur like this. Don't matter what level or what it is, but put its aggression level to passive. Jump on it, and then whistle 1 to each of the dinosaurs that you want to return back to base. I mean, you'll have some that are already on passive, so obviously you don't need to do it to that. So like this one here, he's on passive, so I'm not doing it to aim. He's on passive, so I'm not doing it to aim. But with this guy, as you can see, he's not on passive, he's on neutral, so he'll attack if he gets attacked. And he's following Rebecca, which is my parasaur. So now what happens is it doesn't matter what attacks the base, he will then defend and attack whatever's attacking us, and as soon as he's done, he will run straight back here and stick with this dinosaur. So it kind of like becomes an anchor point for your base, and basically stops you losing dinosaurs. Did happen to my tribe mate check. He has a Psycho and a Raptor. It was before he got the Rex, and basically the Psycho ended up over there in the lake, and the Raptor ended up over there. Don't know how that happened. It must have been two different attacks, obviously. But he panicked, thinking they died, and I turned around and said, I don't think they have, because your dinosaurs were all over the place. So I flew around and I found them for him and returned them. He's not been on since, so I can't show him how to do it, but as soon as he does, I will. And I've actually got a surprise for him, because he needs an Ankilo, and I've trained a low level one for him because it only took like 8 kibble. But I think this video has been quite good. I think I've shown quite a bit, especially a few little hints and tricks. Close that. I'm actually quite chuffed that we've got our own behemoth gate now. It just looks awesome. Future things to look forward to. I do want to paint the base. I'm going to be looking at reds and blacks and whites. Them are my like colours. I'm a United fan. Man United, for anyone that doesn't know terms of that. So I'll be painting bases like doors and stuff, red, black and white. Maybe even my dinos. I might even put my logo on one of my dinos. But it's going to take a lot of time. Obviously I've already mentioned the metal elevator up into the trees. What else have I been thinking of? Obviously I'm going to be expanding the forge area over there, making it bigger and more accessible and more defended to the point, because there are wild raptors, carnos and everything over there. So if a high level Rex does end up attacking that base, I don't see it standing. The walls will stay because they're stone, but my dinosaurs I'm a bit worried about. That's why I've left the raptors over there, just so there's a bit of firepower. One last check on the egg. Still incubating. Right guys, that's the end of this episode. I am going to go and do a bit of meat collecting, and a bit of preparation for when this egg hatches. I will also let you know roughly how long it did take, just so you've got an idea of turn on egg timings. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Don't forget to like, sub and share. Comment to your heart's content. See you around.